Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be looking at this bad boy right here. So this is the EPOS B20 USB microphone, which EPOS Audio were very kind enough to send to me to have a look at, test out, and basically have some fun with. So I'm going to roll some footage so you can see what it's like when it actually is in the box, and as you'll see, it's packaged really well. It's actually some of the best packaging I've seen for a microphone. I've had probably about 7 or 8 different microphones over time, and this is definitely one of the best packaged ones. It's secure, it can't move around, it's not going to arrive damaged, which is great, let's be honest. That said, packaging isn't really what you want out of a microphone. So let's take a look at the actual, body to begin with, shall we? So as you can see at the moment through the various different shots, it's a really sleek design. The actual colour of it, it's got a really modern look to it. The whole base unit is really smooth, really quite, I guess, fashionable design. I hate using the word fashionable because I'm definitely not, but I would say it's quite a fashionable design. It looks modern. I really like the way this looks, honestly. I think it's probably one of the best looking microphones I've ever seen. In terms of actual usability and functionality and being able to basically put it somewhere where it's actually going to be useful for you, it does come with this lovely little stand here with, of course, the slit right here for the cables. The stand is really quite secure. Like, I can just about move it, but not really very much. It's really well done. On top of that, once you take that screw out right there, you can then house it onto a mic stand like so, and then you can twist the mic to wherever you need it to be. So in terms of actual placement, it's really good, and you can get it kind of exactly what you need, which is always nice. It's nice to have that sort of flexibility, I guess, for lack of a better term. Moving on to the actual functionality of the microphone. It comes with 4 different directional options, which you can switch between with pretty simple dial, which is nice, easy to use. Overall, I would say the mic is really user-friendly. It's USB, so therefore it's plug and play anyway. You literally put it in. Windows, which I use, will just find it and you'll be sorted, and there you go. Simple as that. The gain and the volume and everything is really easy. You've got your gain switch here. It actually isn't just continually goes. Obviously it doesn't when it's plugged in. There will be a max level of gain, but it's not like a clicky kind of rotating button or anything like that. It will just go and go and go and go and go and go. I will say there's no marker on it to know what level you've got the gain at. That is probably one downside when you think about it, but then because it's all done digitally anyway, you can basically just have OBS open, look down at your mic setting, play with the gain and see where you get to, and just set it that way. That's probably your best option. It comes with a button right here where you can press it and just immediately mute your microphone, which is nice, quick and simple. For example, I use the Rode Podmic, and on that there isn't a mute button. I actually have to manually mute it on OBS or through a hotkey. So it's nice to be able to just press a button and there you go, it would be muted. It's also got on the bottom a headphone slot, which will take audio data and audio output from your computer, and also I believe from the microphone. I haven't tested it because I don't actually have a jack based headphone set. I've only got my USB ones, so it doesn't work with this. However, there is a volume control for them right here as well. So yeah, that's kind of the overview. It's really simple. It's really sleek. It's really simple. It's easy to get your head around in terms of what's actually on the microphone in terms of options. But the real question is, how does it sound? Now I've been testing it out, and I will say, for a USB microphone, it's damn good. I was very impressed with it. I used USB microphones for the first 2 years of streaming, maybe 2.5 years of streaming, until I basically moved into this Rode Podmic. It's my first XLR microphone. and I've had quite a few USB microphones over time, and this is definitely up there as one of the best ones I've tried. I will say that much. But I will also say it's still not the quality of an XLR. And I don't think a USB microphone by standard can be. You can use filters and things to kind of improve that quality and improve that sound, but by default, out of the box, you're not going to get the same quality as an XLR. Just be prepared for that. But if you don't want to buy an XLR microphone, buy the or a USB interface or a mixer and then connect everything up that way, and you just want a good microphone that you can plug a USB cable into and you're done, you could do a lot worse, should I say, than the B20. It's pretty damn good. But let's just not just take my word for it, shall we? So I've recorded 2 pieces of audio. One is on the Rode Podmic, again an XLR microphone because it's the only other microphone I have at the moment. And then the second one you'll hear is from the B20. You will notice a stark difference between them. But also, again, keep in mind that one is an XLR microphone, and it's interesting to be able to compare the two different types, USB versus XLR, in that sense. So yeah, let's roll that, shall we? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickles, and this is being recorded on the EPOS B20. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickles, and this is currently being recorded on my Rode Podmic. Okay, so those 2 pieces of audio were both recorded through OBS with the exact same settings I'm using right now. I didn't change any of the settings between the 2 microphones, I literally just switched which source I was using. Same filters, everything. And obviously, there is a difference. The B20 is a bit, I guess, noisier, a bit tingier, doesn't quite have the same depth of sound to it as an XLR microphone, but again, that's kind of to be expected. In terms of a USB microphone though, I'm actually really happy with it. And if you're doing, for example, recording rather than live streaming, you can do a lot of post-processing and really make it sound like an XLR, because there's a rule I've always had in my head, which is if you start with something bad, you'll end with something bad no matter what you do. With the B20, you wouldn't be starting with something bad. It's a damn good USB microphone. I'm really impressed by that. In fact, I'm so impressed by it that I will be, when I'm doing some recording, for example, for videos going forward, and I'm doing them maybe downstairs in the living room instead of always being in this room, I will actually be using the B20, and then I'll probably do a bit of tweaks to the audio settings afterwards, just to kind of boost it a little bit more. But overall, I'm very impressed. Now, the EPOS B20, it does retail at £179 in the UK. That may sound like a lot, but again, for a USB microphone of this quality, it's actually, again, it's pretty good. And if you're after a USB microphone because of the simplicity of use and the ease of just getting started with it, it's not a bad shout, I'll be honest. When you consider the fact that my Rode Podmic was £100, and then my Amnoon USB interface was £50, and then I wanted to get a good XLR cable, that was another £10. You're already looking at about the same price anyway, so realistically, you're paying that for a good quality microphone that is designed to be easy to use, whereas mine takes a bit more setup. I have to have the right cable from the microphone to the mixer then has to have all the right settings on there, then that goes through into the computer and you have to do all the settings on the computer. Whereas with this, you literally plug in the cable into the bottom of here, and then you plug it into your computer and you're good to go. So if you are looking for that ease of use, I would probably recommend it actually. Of course, I will always say if you can go XLR, because XLR will always be better than a USB microphone, just because of the technicalities of it. But for a USB microphone, for the ease of use, for the simplicity of just getting started, if you want a good USB microphone, I'm quite impressed by the B20. If you like that video and you want to see more just general chatting, or if you like Final Fantasy XIV, why not drop a sub? I mean, it's free, right? You might as well. And if you really do enjoy just chatting and you want to come hang out, you can always check out my Twitch and the link below. And all that's left for me to say, as always, is bye.